What if I told you that your life has already been written out from beginning till the end? Yes, your modern life, the life that you feel you should be getting way more from. Your life of content and not happiness has already been written out, and somewhere out there is a story that you can follow to become a better you. This story is a metaphor for how you can overcome fear and obstacles and achieve your biggest dreams, and in that story, you are a shepherd boy. The story of Santiago from the book The Alchemist is a journey of a shepherd boy who went from a life of content to a life where he achieves his personal legend, what he was brought into this world to achieve. It was written as a metaphor for you to learn from the trials and challenges of this shepherd boy and live through him on his way to happiness. Every misfortune he passed through was written to be an inspiration to guide you on your way to your own personal journey. In this video, I'm going to be highlighting some key lessons that you, the shepherd boy, will have to learn on your way to your personal legend. Enjoy! You might be living a life like Santiago's. Well educated, he left his family behind to pursue the freedom and responsibilities of being an adult. He chose to live the humble life of a shepherd boy and initially was very content with this life. You see, it was a life that he chose for himself rather than one that was forced upon him by his parents or society. It provided everything that he needed, and he felt that he was contributing to society whenever he sold the produce from his sheep. But at the back of his mind, he always felt that there could be something better out there for him. You see, the funny thing with life is that whenever your attention starts to point towards a higher purpose, life will offer you a way to get there. So Santiago would meet an old man who would tell him about his personal legend, or in this case, what your life could be. But this old man would also give him a choice that he had to make before the way to his personal legend could be shown. Santiago had to sell all his sheep. This would be a metaphor for him leaving behind all the attachments of his former life. And so Santiago would comply by selling all his sheep to this old man. He understood the power of full commitment. He understood that he had to sell all his sheep because when you don't give yourself a chance to go back in life, that is the only time that life points you the way forward. It doesn't matter how attached you are or how deep you are into your current situation. You may not be able to control everything that happens in life, but you are always in control of your reaction to them. So sell that sheep. Do that thing that you've been afraid to do all your life. Don't let fate control your life. Santiago would start his adventure to Egypt by getting robbed of all his possessions. I mean, every little thing that he had. What would you do at that point? Would you give up and see yourself as a victim? Well, Santiago didn't. He decided to see himself as an adventurer seeking treasure in a new land. He would pick himself up and face the responsibility of making better his situation by offering help to a local crystal seller. You are bound to face obstacles on your way to your personal legend. This is like life's way of strengthening you up for the challenges that you will face ahead. It's up to you to view these obstacles as hindrances or opportunities to practice virtue. Pain can teach you a lot more than comfort can, and most times it's necessary for any sort of growth. There is always a way that you can make better your situation by shifting your attention from your problem to solutions. After working at the crystal shop for over a year, Santiago would earn enough money for him to go back to Spain and become an even bigger shepherd. But he would not settle though. He would instead join a caravan on his way to Egypt to achieve his personal legend. Life will often give you a chance to settle. Your dreams might take years to accomplish, and most people will lose sight of the initial goal. But it's important to see each major win that comes your way as a means to an end and not the end goal itself. Do not settle. Please do not settle. No, really though. Don't settle. Santiago's caravan will stop at an oasis. His journey through the desert was eventful. He met a camel driver who would remind him of the importance of living in the present. True happiness, he said, only exists in the present. He would also come across a fellow adventurer, an Englishman who was on his way to achieve his personal legend of finding the secrets of the elixir of life and the philosopher's stone. He was so engulfed in his studies that he knew every fact that there was to be known about alchemy. And when he would finally reach the oasis, he found the alchemist. The old man though would instruct him to set up a tent with fire and practice all that he had learned. He should make mistakes and learn from them, the old man said. Study can only take you so far, and learning from our mistakes is the only way that we can really manifest our destiny. So close up that book and start doing today. At the oasis, Santiago would meet a beautiful girl called Fatima. They would fall in love, and he would even consider staying in the oasis to be with her. But Fatima would instead encourage him to go on and pursue his personal legend, stating that she would not like to be with a man who always thought about the possibility of him pursuing his personal legend. True love shouldn't stop you from achieving your personal goal. And if you ever find yourself having to pick between love and your personal dream, remember the character of Fatima. Would you follow your guts even in a life or death situation? While at the oasis, Santiago would have a vision about the place being attacked and decided to tell the elders of the oasis. The elders of the oasis were not pleased by his vision. The oasis never gets attacked, they said. It was supposed to be a safe haven. So as a result, they decided that Santiago would be executed if his predictions were wrong. Another event will also put the shepherd boy in a life or death situation. He was tasked with making a storm happen in exchange for his life. He was tasked with something that seemed impossible and something that he had never done before. But what did he do when faced with fear and death in both situations? He listened to his heart and did what felt right. And in both cases, they were enough to deliver the results he needed to free him from his problems. On your way to your personal legend, you'll be faced with decisions you can't use logic to make. Use your heart and do what feels right to you. Shepherd boy would meet the alchemist, and the old man would fill our hero with the wisdom he needed to find his legend. He would learn that most people do not find success when they only seek treasure, when they seek only the results. But success comes from living your personal legend and not just finding it. It's all about the process. Santiago would then start to notice how much he has grown because of this journey. He had become a better man because of the trials he went through. He realized that the fear of suffering is often worse than the suffering that you will face. Santiago would later learn in the end, after being beaten up at the base of a pyramid, that the treasure he came all this way to find was located at the very place that he started his journey. So indeed, the real treasure that he has set out to find was the version of himself that he had unlocked by passing through all the trials, by facing his fears, and by enduring the pain and the hardship. You will pass through a lot of trying times on your journey to happiness. Embrace every moment. The character that you build up from all the hardship is what you need to keep the treasure that you find. In fact, I'll say that the character is the treasure. I don't know how many people will view this video, but I make it because I know that there's one person out there that needs this message, and I hope that that person is you. Go check out The Alchemist. Share this to someone that you feel needs it. Like and subscribe. See ya. Oh, love me or leave me and let me be lonely. You won't believe me, but I love you only.